Howdy folks, Shell Presto DiBaggio here, awesome artist, remarkable writer, and undaunted luminary of my time. Today I want to talk a little bit about the concept of fake it till you make it, and how people perceive professionalism. While I talk, you can enjoy watching this footage of me drawing my Incorrigible IMPS strip from Bexim's Bazaar magazine. It features our Ascension Epoch characters, but medieval fantasized versions of them. So to get right into it, what got me thinking about this topic is Mike and I have actually been running ads now. There's a couple places we've been. One of them's the pulp adventure magazine Cersova. Another one is one of those local free papers, Schuylkill Plus in this area. And we've just been trying to get people to check out, well, A, our books, and B, where you can read our stuff for free, heroicadventurefiction.com specifically. Now, this video isn't going to be advice on running ads or making ads or anything like that, but it is going to be about how people think about you. You know, self-publishing is one of those things where you're not on people's radars. Some people don't understand self-publishing, so they don't quite get what you're doing, or they know you have a book, but they don't think of it as, say, a business or anything like that. But at the end of the day, if you're trying to make money and make what you're doing a living, it is a business, and it's really remarkable to me how if you display yourself in a way that makes it seem like you're a business, or actually outwardly trying to sell your stuff not just on the internet, how the average person who isn't, we'll say, in the know about self-publishing responds to you. Now, we've only run our Schuylkill Plus ad 1 month now, so I don't expect to get much reaction from people that way, and obviously on the street, no one knows that I'm one of the faces behind Ascension Epoch and heroicadventurefiction.com. And this video specifically is about how people react to you in real life. So, Cersova's readers are scattered all over the country and probably other countries too. So the odds that I will run into a Cersova reader, and especially that they will recognize me, are much, much lower. So I'm talking about person-to-person interactions. So let me give a very good example at a convention. There are people at conventions who are artists or have been artists or, writers and all that, and they're in the know, and they've had tables, and they've sold at cons and everything, so they know all about it. But the average person going to a con is not an artist or writer. They're a reader and a viewer, and that's what you want. You want more people that are consumers at shows so they can buy things. But the average person going to a convention just thinks of the people on the other side of the table as, say, they do stores in a mall. So there's an instant sense of professionalism and a sense of being a business when you get a table at a con. And especially if the book or comic or art that you're selling looks professional. If you've hit the level and you've done the polish, or you've hired people to help you, and your product looks like something that could be on a store shelf, then you have this instant air of professionalism about you. But the real truth of the matter is, anyone can buy a table at a con. Anyone could put an ad in a magazine or a paper or anything like that. Obviously, you're limited by money, But the truth of the matter is, you know, there's no hurdle or barrier for you to extend yourself into that space and start making people think about what you're doing as something professional. The truth of the matter is, if I finger paint my book and I staple it together lopsidedly, and you know, I store it in a place where there's dirt all up the edges of the thing. At the end of the day, an advertiser or a convention organizer, so long as it has something to do and generally fits something that their audience in theme would be okay with, they're just going to be happy to take your money. I mean, they're doing a business, they're trying to make ends meet. But the potential readers, the potential viewers, and the people on the other side of the table aren't thinking about that. I didn't realize this until I saw someone that I went to high school with at a steampunk convention. So Mike and I were there, you know, selling our books, specifically trying to sell Copper Knights and Granite Men and Martian War Chronicles Population of Loss. And I go to hand someone a flyer, and it's actually someone I was pretty good friends with in high school who I'd, you know, just lost touch with. And, you know, she looked at me kind of surprised, and I looked at her kind of surprised because she was wearing an awesome steampunk outfit. And, you know, we did the, you know, hey, you, it's been so long. And then she said congratulations to me. And I looked at her and I tilted my head a little. And she said, you made it. You're doing this for a living. You're an author and an artist, you know. And at that moment, when someone reacts to you that way, a lot of things go through your head. You know, I was thinking, well, yeah, I mean, we've sold a couple dozen books, but you know, you're also thinking, I paid a lot of money for this table, and you know, we paid for gas, and we paid for, you know, we're gonna have to pay for meals here and stuff, and you know, we're not making a huge profit off of it, and you know, Mike and I aren't quitting our day jobs anytime soon. So you're standing there trying to sell your books, and you're thinking, I'm not a professional yet. And you look at the person across the table, and you realize that they don't know any of that. For all they know, you could be a best-selling author, you know. They're not exactly going on Amazon and looking up your Kindle ranking and your sales numbers or anything like that. They just know you're there selling a book. And if your book looks professional enough, then they think you are a professional. And that in no way, shape, or form is a knock on my high school friend. That is just the way it is. You know, you don't walk into a store in the mall or downtown or anything like that and wonder about the professionalism of the person running the store. So, of course, people aren't going to think that hard about it when they see you at a convention or they see, you know, an ad in the paper or anything like that. Now, you know, if your product is held together by bubble gum, they're probably going to wonder about the level of professionalism. But if you present well, they're not. They're not going to wonder. And what's more, if you have a positive business sense and you don't tell people, you're going to come off as professional yourself. Especially if you're treating, you know, the people on the other side of the table, the internet, if you're treating potential viewers and readers as you would good customers, if you're pleasant and friendly and upbeat, if you know, don't complain about the weather at the con, or you know, if it's a slow day, or you know, you don't complain about how many people say they don't read, and you keep things positive, you know, you can totally fake it till you make it. And if you give that air of professionalism, you will make your product, your books, your comics, your artwork look all the more desirable to those people. Now, I'm not trying to tell you to run out and blow money on a table at a con or ads in, genre magazines or ads in your local area or anything like that. Everyone on their own needs to think about their own business needs and strategies and what's going to work for you. Everyone has to think about their own budget and what experiments they're going to undertake to try to get readers. I'm more so trying to stress that people are only going to take you as seriously as you take yourself. And sometimes the thing that stops you from coming off as professional is how you carry yourself and how you treat potential readers and viewers. There's no, award or certification that makes you a professional at something. Ideally you want to make a living off of it, but when you're going from the point of making $0 off of your writing or artwork to the point of making $10, to the point of making $100, to the point of making however much it is you need to quit your day job or switch to part-time, somewhere in between there is professional, and no one can tell you that you're not doing that if you're between that $0 mark and that high dollar mark. The only one that can tell you that you're not doing it is yourself. And there's no badge, reward, or certification that says this is what you have to do before you can start trying to sell your stuff at a con, or before you get a table, or before you sell product at a craft show, or take out an ad for your website, or anything like that. And yes, money can absolutely be a hurdle for some people. But, at the end of the day, sometimes getting a table at a local con and getting a couple books printed is like the difference between getting, like a brand new video game when it first comes out, or 2 brand new DVDs the first week they come out. And there's time and location and choices and all that stuff, but I just wanted to let you guys know to, if you have your own creations and you're thinking about selling them, to stay positive when you're publicly speaking, even on the internet, in forums and stuff like that. It's all right to be honest about how you're doing and stuff, but stay positive. Think about how people are perceiving you, and think about what you think a professional would say in instances, and just always keep that forward. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like it, and if you know anyone that could benefit from such a little pep chat, please do share the video. That helps me out a lot on social media and everything like that. Subscribe if you want to catch future content. And please feel free to share your own stories about presenting yourself or ask any other questions in the comments below. As I've said, the characters that you are seeing me draw in this video appear in a comic strip called Incorrigible IMPS that runs in Bexim's Bazaar, a role-playing game magazine. And they will also appear in the regular Ascension Epoch in upcoming Challenger Confidential stories. If you want to check out the first Challenger Confidential book, that would absolutely help keep the channel running. The first Challenger Confidential book is called Copper Knights and Granite Men. A pretentious superpowered musician, an ageless techno-wizard, and a radioactive commando walk into a museum and find everyone turned to stone. Copper Knights and Granite Men is a witty and suspenseful superhero adventure that draws from the King in Yellow mythos and taps the secret occult history of North America. It's available on Amazon.com and other online retailers in both print and ebook, and you can read it's being serialized for free over at heroicadventurefiction.com, all one word, no spaces. Again, heroicadventurefiction.com. Thanks for joining me today, folks. I hope you got a little something out of this video, and I hope you'll join me for future videos. In the meantime, have an awesome day. Presto, over and out. I'm sure I've mentioned before that I have dogs on this channel, and you may be wondering, Presto, why don't you ever show your dogs on your videos? Why do you always put cats at the end? And the reason is because every single time I try to record even one of my dogs, the other one jumps in and this happens. Every time. But it was about time for you to enjoy what Pip and Ozma look like. I do guarantee you they are both very, very cute when they're sitting still or not wrestling. Alright folks, hope you all have an awesome day. Presto, over and out.
Farewell and adieu to you, fair Spanish ladies. Farewell and adieu to you, ladies of Spain.